Good day, brothers and sisters. I decided after the last video that the background was getting a little boring with just the white wall, so today we've changed it up a little bit. Very relevant to the theme as well. The topic today is the universal life force that animates the universe and all of the little critters like us, you know? This is going to be bringing that first topic down a little bit to Earth. Something that's a little more tangible to us as, just ordinary human beings outside of the complex, mathematical, experimental world of theoretical physics, because the difference for me between a scientific perspective of the universe, including the ether, versus those that see empty space is just dead and it's just rocks colliding with each other in the universe, is that there's something very organic about the idea of the universal life force, the ether flowing throughout the cosmos. And, today basically I went to the gym earlier and all I've eaten today is basically a banana and half of an entire watermelon, and I feel amazing. I don't feel like I need a steak, I don't feel like I need bacon, I don't feel like I need eggs, I don't feel like I need anything but the electricity that is already flowing through my body. And that's what, as we've mentioned, running with the whole vegan theme is, for me, yes, it is in part about basically you're consuming death, and like an animal has to die in order to sustain you. That does bother me. For Space Panther, it's more of like her prime driving concern. For me, as I've mentioned in a previous video, it's about the life force. It's about the energy that is coursing through my body, and that allows me to do things, to act in life, not just act on a camera like this, but to act and actually, to be an acting human being, to change the world with every waking breath and action, okay? And it's that energy, I would not feel amazing today. I can say from plenty of experience, I would not be feeling as freaking amazing as I am today if I had started my day with bacon and eggs, okay? Filtering my nutrients and my life force through another being, so I can kill them and eat their flesh. Do you understand how many orders that is removed from the sun that is the source of the energy for all of it? Okay, the sun is the source of all life. It is the original model upon which all of the God forms were created by humankind. But it's all, even the sun is just an icon, okay? What really is the true religion of the universe, the true mystery, is the energy that drives it. Again, which, as I've been leading into with these videos, is the ether essentially is what contains the universe and is the medium between things, but it's the electricity that's flowing throughout the universe that animates all things, okay? And this is tying also into something I've mentioned, which is organite and orgone energy, and making organite for the purpose of transforming your energetic environment, okay, whether that's inside your home and making it more balanced and peaceful and have energy flowing so that you can manifest your dreams and your actions come to fruition instead of fizzle out. Okay, that's really what this science, this religion of science and this science of religion, this spiritual essence is about energy flowing, because when energy flows, that is everything that we consider to be healthy and wealthy and abundant comes with energy flowing. When have you ever seen a bog, a stagnant swamp, and thought, this is the fount of all life in the universe? It's not to say that there's no life in the bog, but that's stagnant energy. Versus, look at a river, a rushing river, coming down a mountainside. This water just came off of the mountain and is rushing down, and it's pure and you can drink it. It doesn't even matter if there's some animals basically peeing in the water, because the sheer energetic process of it coming down the mountain purifies that water. It is electrically charged, and therefore no microbes can even survive inside of it, is basically my understanding. I've drank plenty of river water, and I'm still here to tell the tale. But, you know, in our conception of the universe as just kind of this dead place, and life is kind of this amalgamation of different life forms that don't have any soul, they don't have any spirit, but they're just organic computers. This attitude is corrosive to our society. It is a cancer. And the information that I'm bringing you today is basically a inoculation against that cancer. It is realizing that science does not tell us that the universe is dead when you actually look at the experiments and the data and you examine it in your own life. This is the path that I've walked and I continue to walk, and I just feel it necessary to share that everybody knows about the air quality in Los Angeles down here, you know, that it's renowned, you know, less than Beijing, but it's generally like, oh, the air quality down in LA is just so terrible. And yeah, that's definitely true, both from just car smog and also the spraying of the sky, which is an undisputable fact for anybody who just opens their freaking eyes and pays attention to the sky. You know, and I've mentioned orgonite production and placement as a way of combating this pollution of our sky, of neutralizing that. And I just have to say, it is the most amazing transformation I've ever seen since we got down here and I started putting these pieces of orgonite next to all these substations and basically the largest sources of electromagnetic radiation in the city of Los Angeles now have thunder-sliced orgonite pretty much next to it. There's a few outliers, but in general, the entire electric grid of LA is now basically balanced by orgonite next to the distribution centers. And that clattering is Hooch walking around, by the way. He's a little organic, ether-powered being as well. And just the sheer fact that this guy is 15 years old, okay? This is a 15-year-old pug. Do you know how many people call him a puppy? Yeah, I mean, I know they're not saying that literally, but he's getting younger. Since we got him, he was arthritic. I mean, he's still deaf. There's only so much we can do. But he's plumped up and he's healthy. Like, he's even regaining strength in his legs. And, you know, my personal opinion is, you know, we feed him good food, not the finest of all dog foods. We feed him okay food, you know, and we give him like yogurt and probiotics to help with his digestive system and help with his internal universe of gut flora, okay, just like we do for ourselves. We're all just organic beings, okay? And the sky has transformed. It is amazing. It is so beautiful. I've never seen sky so beautiful for such an extended period in Reno, like, or the Midwest, or in rural areas, let alone a metropolis like LA. And they haven't even been spraying the sky. It's like, I don't know if you know, what this agency who, you know, orchestrates the spraying really, you know, if they notice this, but they have to, because the sky is clear, and when they do spray it, it's just Teflon, and it's gone, because the energy is flowing. This is my point. We have a body, right? Inside of us is a universe, and we live in a universe. We are a small body within a micro or a macro body, a large body. And when energy flows, that is health, that is vigor, that is life, okay? When energy stagnates, that is death and decay and rot, okay? And Wilhelm Reich, who was the coiner of the word orgone, energy, he was a contemporary and associate of Sigmund Freud. Again, they were examining the neuroses and the psychological and physical problems in the human form. And whereas Freud, you know, everybody knows about Freud, and, you know, basically he conceived of the ego, the id, and the superego, divided up the mind into all these theoretical forms. But Reich took it a step further, and he started doing experiments into, is there actually a life energy, as many of the Eastern traditions suppose, like traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurveda of India, you know, basically herbal healing of shamanistic cultures throughout the Americas, as well as Europe and Africa for that matter. This is a global religion because it is the religion of life, you see? Okay, and Wilhelm Reich basically, as a scientist, investigated into something that most of the, you know, people educated in the mysteries of the world have known for millennia. But he came in it with a scientific attitude and was able to demonstrate that there is a life energy, and basically he classified a kind of positive orgone and a negative orgone, and all that really means, it's not like, you know, people get tripped up on this, where's the orgone energy, it's all pseudoscience, I read it on Snopes, and so yeah, I know everything. So basically there's plenty of different experiments that Reich performed to prove the existence of the orgone energy, and basically it all revolves around using materials intelligently based on how they appear to interact with this ether, with this life force throughout the universe. Okay, so like I've mentioned in the orgonite video, metals reflect the ether, okay? Organic materials, they absorb it, okay? And Miller, in the last, Ether Physics 101 video, he noticed that he got a stronger reading of the ether wind when he eliminated all of the metal and the wood and the dense materials from the construction of the interferometer. He made it from all these light materials, and he did it on top of a mountaintop, and that's when he got his strongest reading. And when we're on top of the mountain, you can feel it. This is why I say, if you can't feel the divine force of the universe, get your ass off the couch, stop watching a glowing screen, and go hike a mountain. Okay, there's plenty of useful time we can all look at our screens, but unless that's balanced by immersing ourselves in nature and getting out in there and feeling creation, feeling the universe, then it's things can fall very easily out of balance when Facebook becomes the default reality and nature falls by the wayside. The reverse needs to be the truth if we are going to continue to evolve as a species. So orgone energy, Wilhelm Reich coined the term, basically giving a scientific basis to the prana of the Indians, the chi of the Chinese, the ki of the Japanese, universal life force. There are so many different names for it, but it's all the same thing, and it's the ether flowing throughout the universe like a fluid. And we, as living beings, our difference in our vital force, how much energy we have and ability to act in the universe, is based on how much we are conducting that electricity of the universe. Okay? And again, I've had, I threw around a 45-pound ball of iron for a good half hour, and that was just one part of a huge workout earlier. I've had a banana and watermelon, and I've drank a ton of really high-quality water. I will eat heavier food, but it won't be any steak that creates this body. It'll be things that are filled with that same life force, that electricity. Anything that's living has that life force. And if humans really, were to eat meat the way that all the other animals do, in a way to get that life force into them, they would, it's like they would be eating it raw. It's like that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, The Revenant, right? That's a wild movie. If you were really designed to eat meat and you were listening to your body, you would be eating it like in that movie. You would be tearing out the living heart of a caribou and eating it like that. You're getting life force if you're eating raw animal flesh, that's for sure. Personally, I think it's a little more palatable and less messy to just cut open a watermelon and eat a banana, but everybody gets to do what they want in an infinite universe, and that's what's beautiful about the orgone ether universe, is it is infinite, it's fractal. Even if it has a containing boundary, within that circle there are infinite levels of division, okay? We have archetypes. These are the zodiac signs and their energetic influences based on degrees, arcs, angles, the angels that basically animate matter, define how chemical reactions happen, and basically everything is organized by this pattern. And that pattern is the essence of some of the deepest secrets of this world, okay? Have you heard of the golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence? This is basically a numerical sequence that defines the spiral curve that we see throughout the entire universe, whether it's in our own DNA, it's in the uncoiling of a flower and its petals, it's in basically electricity as it unfolds, trees, animals. The universe itself is organized by this golden ratio, 5, the divine mean, okay? And it is this pattern that really opens us up to this greater spiritual perspective that if there is organic energy flowing throughout the universe and there's a pattern, a signal being propagated that organizes all of us living things and even the non-living things together into this great matrix of activity, it naturally, follows that there is a source, that there is basically a place where this signal is propagating from. There's a center to the sphere, a center to the circle. Okay, all of the archetypes are reflected from and through the sun. Okay, the central sun is the combined aspect of all of the different archetypes. And so it's very, easy to understand why the hard-nosed scientist types that have come out of these, federally funded universities, and this is all just completely anathema to everything they've been taught. They've been taught a dead universe. And I'm saying to you, the universe is alive. Yes, it is. And you are a representation of that. I am a representation of that. And the more that we can get in tune with that energy, we can become the free energy devices. We can become the 0-point power plants that we were designed to be, the superhumans that go forth to change reality and bring a higher level of organization, that anti-force of entropy. It's not all just dissolving, it's actually increasing in coherence in its forms. And that's what life is. It is the antithesis of entropy. It is matter coalescing into an ever more refined, ordered, and intelligent form. And we're going to keep evolving, and I'm making these videos to help you realize the information that has helped me in becoming a happier, more energetic, vibrant individual. And I'm only at the beginning of this path, baby. You just wait to see what Mingo's got coming out of the woodwork. But at least for now, the sky of LA is clear. I do not require your belief. I only require my clear sky, and I have achieved that. And that is the beauty of being a sovereign, magic individual in this universe. I am God of my universe. And if I want to change the rules, then I will. And if there's something or someone that stands in my way in fulfilling my will, I will go around it, under it, through it. I will remove it if necessary. And that is a beautiful way to look at the universe. It is alive. Whoa!